It's time for the Sports Desk with Mike, Mark, and Kyle. Stay tuned as we discuss what's happening in the world of local and national sports in Southeast Missouri and beyond. And welcome back to the Sports Desk with Mike, Mark, and Kyle. I'm Mike Bueller.
I'm Mark Sanders.
And happy draft day, y'all, from your boy Kyle Roberts.
It's Christmas morning.
The NFL draft is here, y'all. That is going to be happening later on tonight. We are tentatively planning to do a watch along with the draft. Kyle is going to be leading the point on that. That should be really fun. I'm excited because my team has the number 4 pick in the draft. And in a little bit, we are going to talk about the NFL draft. We are planning to do our own Sports Desk mock draft. But before that, we want to talk some local sports. There is a good amount of news on Raiders basketball. It has been a very busy week since we were last here on the Sports Desk because 2 Puxico senior standouts, 2 members of the All Sports Desk team, Landon Burchard and Jet Hancock, made their decisions whether they are going to be playing college ball next season.
Landon Burchard signed with the Mineral Area Cardinals, so he's going to be up there in MAC land, and of course MAC is one of Three Rivers' primary opponents and really the nemesis for the Raiders the past several years. And his teammate Jet Hancock is going to stay closer to home. He's signed with Three Rivers, and so he's going to be in black and gold for the next couple of years. So it should add some, an interesting twist to the already existing rivalry between Three Rivers and Mineral Area, where we have these former teammates who are now on opposite sides of the hardwood.
I agree, and that's what I said when I posted Landon's official signing last night. I was over at Jet signing on Monday. Went over with Coach Kirby and the Raider coaches. Really excited to have him in Raider Nation. Got to interview Jet and Coach Fernetti and Coach Kirby. We are going to have that in our next block. We are also going to have a preview of the Tom Hoover Ozark Invitational. That is a really legit amateur golf tournament. It is considered to be the premier amateur golf tournament in Southeast Missouri. Happens the last weekend of April every year. It is basically the Southeast Missouri Masters. The defending champion of that tournament is Poplar Bluff's own Lawson Barks. He came back from Central Missouri as a freshman last season and won that tournament. Not bad for a kid that the year before that had helped the Mules win a state championship.
Yeah, so for golf fans, it should be exciting. It should bring a lot of people here to Poplar Bluff, which we never like. We complain about traffic and that we can't get a seat in our favorite restaurant. So I think that I feel sorry for whoever's in charge of tourism here in Poplar Bluff. We tend to be a grumpy lot.
A lot of people want to say, "Get off our lawns." But getting back to basketball, I think it's going to be interesting. Like I said, on our Facebook page last night, I think, Jet and Landon being rivals now is going to spice up that Three Rivers MAC rivalry, which I think is one of the best rivalries in all of junior college basketball. It's not quite to the level of the Red Sox and Yankees. It may be more comparable to the Cardinals and Cubs, though I think it's a little more intense than that. Another good comparison might be like some of those NFC North rivalries. I would say maybe a little bit like Bears and Vikings.
I'm gonna use the college comparison, especially in college basketball. It feels a lot more like Mizzou, Kansas, especially in the past few years with Mineral Area playing the Kansas role in that they have consistently defeated the Raiders, whereas Mizzou has always been chasing after the same kind of glory that Kansas has already been able to sample. So, something else that I want to add just from memory, and I had mentioned this on the show back in the fall, but at the OFC tournament in Naylor, after the Puxico Indians had won their first game, they stuck around to watch the rest of it. And Landon and Jet were both sitting in the bleachers in proximity to Coach Kirby. But Jet was the one sitting right next to coach, and they were having a conversation, and Landon was, on the other side, not within arm's reach. So, it looks like Coach Kirby may have already had his sights set on who he wanted to get from that Puxico backcourt.
I have a couple of interesting thoughts on that. First of all, Coach Fernetti sent me Jets stats last week, and they were impressive, but I was especially impressed with his rebounding and assist numbers. He averaged 7.5 rebounds a game, 4.5 assists a game. Those are surprisingly good stats. That says to me that Jet Hancock is going to help the Raiders more than some people think he is. A lot of people, say, small town kid, may not come in and do much, but, those rebounding and assist numbers say he can help the Raiders do what they want to do. And go ahead.
Well, Matt Hampton has been a great example of how important a skilled point guard is for an effective basketball team. And of course, he is graduating and moving on to the next level. So, that's a big role to fill on the team. And if Hancock can come in as a freshman and secure that position, and play well, having a highly skilled point guard leading the team for 2 seasons in a row is going to be a big advantage for the Raiders offensively and defensively. And that's something else that we shouldn't overlook with Hancock is he was an absolute monster on defense. Teams, and that was really the thing that was amazing about Hatai's victory over them in the state quarterfinals, which is it was so hard to score on Puxico's defense. And credit to Burchard was the same. Hancock and Burchard were both just totally in your face, going after the ball at all times. And I think they're going to bring that same kind of energy to the junior college level. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
I agree. Another thing I want to address is I know that there have been some Raiders fans that were very disappointed and some even downright angry that Landon Burchard, we were unable to secure Landon Burchard. And, sometimes that happens. It's not always, some people say, well, it was the coach's fault we didn't get him. I've had a couple of people say that. I disagree.
Recruiting is an inexact science. And if you look at the blue chip 4-year programs, John Calipari doesn't win every recruit. North Carolina doesn't get every recruit that they target. Duke doesn't get every recruit that they target. Michigan, our defending national champions, aren't going to get all of the recruits that they go after. They have a list of kids that they want. They'll offer scholarships. Some people will turn these schools down. It's simply the nature. It's the nature of how these things work out. Obviously, Burchard thought that Mineral Area was a better fit for him. It was a better fit for his skills, and it gave him the best opportunity to continue to develop and mature and move on to the next level. And so credit to that young man for making a mature decision as a senior in high school. And, I don't think that we should criticize, Three Rivers for, not closing the deal. Is that sometimes things don't work out. Now, if we had lost out on both of those star players from Puxico, I think there would be room for disappointment. But, when there are a lot of other really amazing players in Southeast Missouri who aren't coming to Three Rivers. It's like we didn't get John Sepulveda out of Dexter. I think he would have been great. I can't remember his name, but the coach's son up in Woodland.
Corbin Kinder.
Yes, yeah. Corbin's got size. He's got speed. He can shoot. Not coming to Three Rivers. I mean, there are a lot of really skilled players who are going elsewhere. And the fact of the matter is, there's only so many spots on the team. There's only so many scholarships to give, and you got to give credit to the kids for making their own decisions. And as far as, well, he didn't recruit very well this year. You know what? the Three Rivers men's program has been on the upswing for the past 2 years.
Thank you. Exactly.
Granted, they didn't make it to Hutch this year the way they did last year, but I think that was more circumstantial than anything. They had a better win-loss record. They looked better out there, and so I think we need to be patient, and there's no way after 2 years that we can get a clear picture of what kind of program Kirby is building at Three Rivers. But all indications to me is that it's a program on the upswing, I say let Coach cook. Just let him do his thing, and let's withhold judgment until we see what the team looks like on floor. Because nobody ever won a championship in a recruiting class. You don't know what it's going to look like until these young men get out on the court.
Exactly. And I think you bring up a good point. The Raiders have had back-to-back 20-win seasons for the first time in almost a decade. They have played in the region finals in back-to-back seasons for the first time since 2010. And we actually won a region championship last season, for the first time in 9 years, and made it to Hutch for the first time since 2012 last season. Indications are good. And here's the thing. As a Raiders fan, it's good to recruit local, and it's good to beat Mineral Area. I want more. I want us to get to be making regular appearances at Hutch, just like the women are making regular appearances in Lake Charles and Casper. I want us to win national championships. If we can do that with, getting a lot of local kids, that's great. If we have to recruit kids from Texas, Florida, California, Canada, Europe, Africa, or wherever to do it, let's do that. I want to win, and that's all that matters. And I'm not going to get upset because we don't get every local kid.
And unfortunately, there are some so-called sports fans who do get upset every year if you don't win a national championship, if you don't win a Super Bowl, if you don't win a World Series. And it's like, if that is your sole designation as a sports fan, you just need to be one of those bandwagon creeps, who roots for the Dodgers and the Yankees every year in basketball, or Philly or New England. Just go ahead and be a bandwagon fan and only follow the teams who are consistent to win a championship. True fandom, is being a Vikings fan since 1976 and going through all of the ups and downs of the franchise. And this is still coming in today with 2 pages of college prospects to talk about who may or may not show up on the Vikings draft board over the next 3 days. Support your team. You can be critical, but, calling for a coach to be fired every year that they don't win a championship is, frankly, it's asinine, and you just need to sit down and shut up.
It's still early, and I think we're going to be okay. One thing I do want to talk about, not today, because we got a lot left to talk about today, is I want to talk about, some things that, that could be key for the Raiders. One thing I have been saying to a lot of people is that in junior college, they don't call it the transfer portal, but transfers are a big deal in junior college basketball. They could be big in what happens in the region next year. Mineral Area proved that this past season. They hit 3 tape measure home runs into Monument Park with their transfers. All 3 of them ended up starting. 2 of them made all region. 1 of them was an honorable mention All-American. All 3 of them are probably going to end up playing at the Division I level. And that was the difference this year. I mean, we had a good season, but Mac got those 3 guys, and it was a big difference maker. But go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, roster building is important.
Yes.
You don't have much time to do it at the junior college level. The best that you can hope for any of your players is 2 years. So, that chemistry right from the start is so essential, and you're just not going to see it until after November 1st, until those young men and young women get out on the court, start to play together, and start to see what you have.
Indeed. And on that note, we are going to go to a break. When we come back, we will be joined by Jet Hancock, Coach Fernetti, and Coach Kirby, and then later on Scott Glenn from Westwood Hills Country Club. And then after that, we are going to be talking a lot of the NFL draft here on the Sports Desk with Mike, Mark, and Kyle.
This is Three Rivers men's basketball coach Robert Kirby, and you are listening to the Sports Desk with Mike, Mark, and Kyle.
And we are back on the Sports Desk with Mike, Mark, and Kyle. I'm Mike Bueller, and I am here at Mexico High School welcoming Jet Hancock to Raider Nation. Jet, welcome aboard the Raider ship, man.
Thank you, sir.
Jet, I'll lead off with you. How excited are you to be coming on board next season?
Oh, I am super excited. I've been dreaming about playing at Three Rivers for so long, so dream come true. I mean, excited.
Coach Kirby, what does getting Jet mean to this program?
Getting Jet means to our program is that he is a staple of what Three Rivers is built on. Guys that are committed to working, going to be on time, work hard, very talented, shoot the ball, pass the balls, make the extra plays, all that hard work stuff. That's what Three Rivers is made on, and he embodies every bit of that.
Good deal. Coach Fernetti.
Yep.
Jet's obviously meant a lot to Bucksville these last
Yeah.
few years. You know, 3 district championships, to the Final Four last season. How excited are you for him?
I'm just excited that he got the opportunity. He's a tremendous player, tremendous person, and no matter what he does on the court or whatever, he's going to make the program better every day just by his work ethic and the type of kid that he is. He was one of the several kids that kind of set a standard of what hard work and practice was, and I'm just glad that we're going to be able to go watch him play, within 30 minutes from school, and plan on trying to go down there as much as we can.
Excellent. Jet, what led you to choose Three Rivers, man?
Well, I mean, Coach Kirby gave me the call on a Sunday, and he let me know he's wanted me to go up there and talk to him. I mean, I was so excited to him come to my games. I knew he was interested in me, and I thought that was big. And somewhere local, and then Coach Kirby, I just really like him. I love Coach King. They just a ton of good coaches, and they're going to take care of me. So I'm just going to do the same for them, just work hard and go try to win everything with them. So, I mean, it's big. I'm happy.
Coach, Raiders are coming off their best stretch of basketball in nearly a decade. We went to the region championship back-to-back years for the first time since 2010. How's Jet going to help us get back to Hutch? Tell me that.
Jet's a natural leader. Day one, he's a natural leader. He's everything when it comes to winning basketball. He's done all his life. And those are the things that we expect from him to come in the door from the jump, bring it to the table. You search high and wide for players that have natural leaders, that work hard, that can knock down jump shots, make the extra pass, that understand about we instead of me. And he's one of those guys that understands we. I mean, he knocks down shots. I mean, you can't leave him open, but at the same time, when you cover him, he creates shots for other people. Then he gets on the floor at those loose balls, makes all those tough winning plays, and that's what he's about. He's a winner from day one. That's what he is.
There you go, guys. And that is Jet Hancock, plus Coach Bryant Fernetti, and Three Rivers Coach Robert Kirby here on Sports Desk with Mike, Mark, and Kyle.
This is Three Rivers College women's basketball coach Alex Wiggs, and you are listening to the Sports Desk with Mike, Mark, and Kyle.
And welcome back to the Sports Desk with Mike, Mark, and Kyle. I'm Mike Bueller, and I am here at Westwood Hills Country Club with Club Pro Scott Glenn, and we are going to talk about something really cool coming up this weekend. It is another running of the Ozark Invitational. You excited for that?
We always get excited for the Ozark. It's kind of a gem on our schedule every year. Get a bunch of guys. We've got 120, 125 players, depending on what we have coming up here with cancellations and withdrawals. But this is our 90th go at this thing.
Wow.
And we're excited. We get a lot of players from the Quad State area, including Arkansas, Kentucky, Illinois, and obviously Missouri. So we're fired up. The course is in great shape, and we're ready to knock this out of the park.
And last year's Ozark was really exciting. Lawson Barks, just graduated Poplar Bluff a couple of years ago, came back here as a freshman at, I believe, Central Missouri, won the tournament, turned in one of the best days of that tournament. And the guy that finished runner-up to him had a score so low that it would have won it just about any other year. So, I mean, that's a pretty high bar, and I know you'd love to see something like that again.
Yeah, obviously we're going to set the golf course up. We're always trying to protect par a little bit, but we love the low scores. And these guys, our crew outside, our superintendent Travis Whiteley and his crew do such a great job setting up this golf course. The greens are immaculate. They're going to be in fantastic shape for the tournament. But it was exciting. Jeremy Tandoy came in shooting a final day 64 to put some pressure on Lawson, and Lawson had to make birdie on 18 to seal the deal, and he was able to do that. It was fun to see a local kid to come to back home a little bit and knock it out of the park for us. And it's fun to have that trophy in the house for sure.
Indeed. And if I'm correct, you guys are getting things started on Friday as usual with the shootout. Tell me about that.
So this the Ozark Invitational Shootout's a fun little tournament inside the tournament. So what we do is we take the top 10 finishers from last year. We start everybody off on hole 10, and we eliminate one player every hole until we have two guys standing on the 18th tee, and one guy's going to go ahead and take the crown for the shootout. And it's kind of similar to the Masters a little bit. Never seen a par 3 winner win the Masters. We've never seen a shootout winner win the tournament. So, while it's fun to win that thing, it's sometimes you may not. It's a lot better finishing second.
And you know what? And I've said more than once over the years, because I covered my first Ozark 25 years ago. I'm showing my age a little bit, y'all. But this tournament's kind of like the Southeast Missouri Masters. Tell me about that.
It is. We're fortunate working with the Missouri Golf Association, where this is a points event for the Hieronymus Cup and for all the point systems that they have, Player of the Year points and those types of things. So we're fortunate to partner with the Missouri Golf Association. There's not another tournament like this in Southeast Missouri. When you have, especially you consider we have a championship division and we have a senior division, we're getting the best of the best from both of those divisions down here. And let's be honest, Poplar Bluff's not the easiest place to get to. We understand that. So we really feel fortunate these guys put us on their calendar. It's the first MGA event of the year every year. So guys are fired up and ready to go. And, a lot of those guys want to get those early points so that, when schedule conflicts happen later in the year, they're not having to cancel family vacations to go play in a golf tournament. So,
indeed. And, I believe this is your second year running the Ozark. Tell me about that.
It is. This is my second and my final. I'll be moving on after the tournament.
Oh, wow.
So this has been a really rewarding experience for me. I've run a bunch of club tournaments for Men's Golf Association, Ladies Golf Association, those types of things. But this is the first time I've run something this big and with this diverse of a field. And it's really rewarding to have the participants come down and say, what a great tournament you guys put on, and what great, fantastic conditions the golf course is in, and you guys knock it out of the park. And I feel that one of the reasons that we get such a strong field is because of the efforts of, my staff, Travis's staff on the superintendent side, our food and beverage staff. We go all out for this to make sure that each of the participants leave here with a great experience. We're not going to hold anything back. That's what we're here to do. We're here to create great experiences, and we have the staff to pull it off, and everybody rallies around this particular event, and we do a really nice job of making sure everybody leaves here happy.
And last but not least, you can't talk about the Ozark without talking about one of its namesakes, the legendary Tom Hoover, or as he is known in most of Butler County, Mr. Hoover.
Mr. Hoover started this thing 90 years ago. Or no, Mr. Hoover didn't start this thing 90 years ago. Let me rephrase that. The tournament started 90 years ago, but Mr. Hoover took it over, and he turned it into what it really is. Back in the day, it was a lot of more local people. It was a much smaller field, but he was the one who partnered with the Missouri Golf Association and put this on their map. And one of the things that's really, fortunate for me is having that historical reference and having the ability to look back and say, okay, this is what we've done. How do we need to tweak it? And what do we need to do here and there? And, we're going to add a little bit of length to the golf course this year, and a couple of particular holes we're talking about. So it's going to be a little bit different setup. We've changed some of the things we do on the golf course. So it's about that constant evolution. And I think that's what Mr. Hoover was always great about, was we don't just rest on our laurels. We continue to evolve, and we continue to make the golf course as challenging as possible. While we'd love to see some 63s and 64s out there, guys are going to have to earn them for sure. And, and I think that just goes to show you what a great golf course we have down here. We have the ability to do that. which is one of the reasons the MGA has awarded us the Missouri Senior Amateur this year. So,
Nice.
So we're, Westwood Hills is a fantastic facility. We have a fantastic staff. The golf course is wonderful. And, I think everybody's going to leave here on Sunday not regretting coming down for sure. Now, that depends on what Mother Nature decides to do.
Of course, it always does. Sounds great. And that is Scott Glenn from Westwood Hills Country Club. We've been talking about the Ozark Invitational here on Sports Desk with Mike, Mark, and Kyle.
This is Tony Webb, and you're listening to the Sports Desk with Mike, Mark, and Kyle.
And we are back on the Sports Desk with Mike, Mark, and Kyle. And it is time to talk about the National Football League draft. Mark and Kyle are sitting here like kids on Christmas morning, ready to run down the stairs, open presents, and eat cereal.
Absolutely. We're going over our big boards today. Kyle, you've got the higher pick, so I'm going to let you go first.
That is surprising. And also, in breaking news, the Los Angeles Rams have kept their first-round pick.
Well,
Who
it's
knew?
not over yet.
And actually, I must correct you. I had the highest pick.
Well,
Y'all stink.
Gee, you think?
Did you bring a big board in?
Not much of one, but I did do a mock draft last night, and I've done several mock drafts, so I do have some things in my head.
Okay.
So I do have some kids I want to get.
All right. Well, go ahead.
Well, we are doing the mock draft here. I have got the ProFootballNetwork.com mock draft. We are doing 7 rounds. Fast picks. We are going to pick for 3 teams, so I am going to set that up. Tennessee is 1. The Minnesota Vikings are 2. The Los Angeles Rams are 3. So, gentlemen, I'm picking first, and then you get to come in behind me. We are entering the draft. The Las Vegas Raiders took Fernando Mendoza, number 1. David Bailey is going to the New York Crop Dust Jets at number 2. The number 3rd pick, the Arizona Dead Oak Cardinals, are picking Francis Magua from the Miami Hurricanes.
Oh, they passed on Love. Well, we know who you're taking.
I know who I'm taking. If this happens in real life, I think there's a good chance that the Tennessee Titans would take Arvell Reese or Sonny Styles. However, I am drafting today, so I am taking Jeremiah Love and giving us a home run hitter of a running back behind our new quarterback. Kyle, the Carolina Panthers want to trade their 1st and 2nd round picks to you at 19 and 51 for your number 13 pick. Are you interested?
Absolutely not.
Reject. The Browns,
Get that receiver.
the Browns want to trade you their number 24 and number 39 for your 1st round pick and a 6th or 7th round pick.
Wrong.
Doing business with the Cleveland Browns is always bad news. The answer is no.
All right, Kyle. Here's who do you have at number 13?
So I was going to say, just reject all trades, please and thank you.
Okay, I will do that.
No, I'm sticking with the original pick on my first mock draft that I did, and we're taking the Fred Biletnikoff winner, Mekhi Lemon, wide receiver, Southern California.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Mark, you have Carolina wants to trade you a 1st and 3rd rounder for your 1st rounder and a 5th rounder. Before we talk about
trades, is Dylan Thieneman available?
Yes, he is.
Is Jordan Tyson available? He'd be ranked higher than Thieneman.
No.
Okay, let me talk about what I think the Vikings should do with this 18 pick. Should Jordan Tyson fall, we're going to do the Randy Moss, Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison thing and take the best wide receiver in the draft that everyone else was dumb enough to pass on. Now, I don't think that that's likely. I do hope that Dylan Thieneman, safety out of Oregon, is there. In the crazy, crazy circumstance of any of these 3 players falling all the way to 18, Jeremiah Love, Caleb Downs, or Mansour Delane, you take any of those 3, I think there's a 98% chance that all 3 of them will be gone. If Thieneman is there, he's the pick. If he's gone and none of those other 4 are there, you absolutely trade down. So since Thieneman is there, draft Thieneman.
That is who the Minnesota Vikings are taking. Dylan Thieneman, safety from the University of Oregon.
Now, before you move on, I have my other names as safety targets should we miss out on Thieneman. Emmanuel McNeil Warren from Toledo, AJ Halsey, Louisiana State, Genesis Smith from Arizona, and a late round pick, if he's still available, Jalen Kilgore from South Carolina. Those are all of the safety targets on my big board.
I have the number 35 pick in the second round, and I am taking a pick that I am pretty sure that Mark and Kyle are going to love. I am drafting Zion Young from the University of Missouri.
Love him.
MICCOU.
Yeah.
Huge upside. Huge upside. He is a very high technique edge rusher who also plays the run really, really well. Take away that stupid unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against Alabama. Go watch the footage of his game against Alabama, and he was a problem last year for SEC tackles.
Yeah,
Great pick.
Mizzou is an NFL defensive factory, and I don't think enough attention is paid to how successful Mizzou has been at churning out quality NFL defensive players. And this is where Godzilla, Justin Smith.
The highest Missouri Tiger drafted in NFL history, 4th overall, 25 years ago to the Cincinnati Bengals.
The Minnesota Vikings are on the clock.
Okay, we're at 49. Tell me who's available. Tell me who the top prospects listed are.
C.J. Allen, Lee Hunter, Keith Abney, A.J. Halsey, Chris Brazel II, Traden Sticks.
Okay, what are my trade options?
Actually, I think you had one where I think Jacksonville's willing to get you to trade down and give you a couple of picks for 27, but I don't know where that's at. Hold on. But I think I might have rejected it. But I think that's the only one you had.
Okay, so there's all right. So rather than worrying about trading, we're just going to stick and pick. So who's the cornerback that you have listed?
Cornerback is Keith Abney.
Keith Abney II. Okay, this is my wish list for quarterback.
Halsey is on there too.
Well, but I've already got a safety, so yeah. I'm good with safeties. I need a cover cornerback. My top two picks are Chris Johnson and Keith Abney II. We're going to go ahead and draft Abney from Arizona State. We'll take him. My mid-round options are Julian Neal from Arkansas, Will Lee III, Texas A&M, and Malik Muhammad out of Texas. If I have to wait until the 5th or 6th round to draft a cornerback, I'm looking at Ephesians Prysock, University of Washington, and Dalen Everett from Georgia. But I think that our first two picks are just going to make Brian Flores delirious with happiness. Keith Abney is a high-quality cornerback. I think he's going to be a starter for a long time with the Vikings should they take him.
The Los Angeles Rams are on the clock, and the Cincinnati Bengals would like to trade with you, Kyle. They are offering their 3rd rounder and a high 4th rounder for your 2nd rounder and a 7th rounder.
No, I know that after the 3rd round, we don't pick again, I believe, until the 7th. We have 3 7th rounders, but I'm going to hold, and I have to ask, who are the best linebackers available?
C.J. Allen's still available.
Okay, then I do have a 3rd, correct?
I don't know.
Okay, let me.
You've got a 3rd round pick.
Okay. No, I'll go ahead and take C.J. Allen because the linebacker I wanted is gone, unfortunately. And that was Josiah Trotter out of Missouri. And I was really hoping he would have made it this far to fill a need because we are a little bit thin in terms of depth at linebacker, and we don't have an impact thumper in the middle of our defense. But C.J. Allen is a hell of a player, and I'll be very happy to have him.
I'll go ahead and say that if I'm in the 2nd round as the Vikings, my top 2 cornerbacks are already off the board, but I could still pick up linebacker Jacob Rodriguez out of Texas Tech.
God, how did I forget him?
Well, I'm sure he's gone. Where you're at. My other day 2 picks would be Anthony Hill Jr. from Texas or Jake Golday out of Cincinnati. I'm still hoping to take a linebacker late in this draft, so I'll hold off on my other names until they come up.
I have a pick coming up. I'm getting ready to make my choice. I will tell you in just 1 second.
Where are you picking at? What number are we at?
I am in the third round. I've got the number 2 pick in the third round.
Okay.
And
Bummer, because according to Pro Football Network, my Rams are projected to take Josiah Trotter at 61.
Well, I know who I am
hurts.
taking at 66. It is not a position of biggest need, but this is like the best player available, and we know how much Robert Saleh loves defense. I'm taking defensive tackle Caleb Banks from the University of Florida.
That's a hell of a pick.
God. Man, if he's still available at 61, the only thing that worries me is the foot, and if my doctors tell me it's like, we think it's going to be fine, oh my God, he's going to be, is it too much to say he's the closest that we have to the next Dexter Lawrence coming out of college?
When healthy, because he has an extremely explosive first step, like Dexter Lawrence does, and he generates a crap load of pressure up the middle.
Yeah.
Mark, you have the number 82 pick. The Seattle Seahawks want to trade you number 96, and then have you guys swap picks in 27. They want to give you a 4th rounder next year for your 7th rounder next year.
No, I'm not trading. I'm not trading next year's picks. Tell me who's available at running back.
Running back Emmett Johnson from your favorite school, Nebraska. They also have Will Lee III at corner if you want to get another corner.
No, I don't need another corner.
Brian Lance from North Dakota State at wide receiver.
Click on defensive line, defensive tackle.
Dominique Orange from Iowa State.
Big Citrus. Bring him down. Big Citrus.
He's brought down.
Yeah. My other names on the big board for defensive tackle Darrell Jackson Jr. from Florida State, DeMonte Capehart from Clemson, the Godfather, Dante Corleone from Cincinnati. And if I have to wait, and if I have to wait until the 7th round, I'm keeping Devin Eastern home from University of Michigan. But boy, I really hope we get Big Citrus. I mean, it's like that.
Kyle, you're up again.
Fantastic.
You're up. Mr. Roberts, number 93.
Filter me offensive tackles.
Drew Shelton from Penn State is the best one available.
Okay. Anybody else? Center.
Parker Brailsford.
Ooh, he's too small.
No, and not in our division. We need more heft up front. Give me Shelton at tackle. Because one thing, listen, I still believe we are going to win the Super Bowl. I do believe we are favorites to win the Super Bowl. However, we do lack we severely lack depth at certain positions on offense, and we've got to start preparing for post Stafford life.
Yeah, I also think it's unlikely that if he doesn't need to, that McVay is going to throw a rookie center out there with your QB.
Mark, you're up again. You got another 3rd round pick. The Broncos want you to trade down to 111, and they want to give you a 5th rounder from next year.
No, I mean, why would I trade down? If I'm going to trade down, I need a 4th round pick because I'm not picking in the 4th round. Who's still on the board at running back?
Let me see here. Katron Allen from Penn State leads the list.
Like him a lot.
Are Washington and Price off the board?
At what positions?
At running back.
I can tell you in a sec.
I'm sure they are. Washington's going to go.
They are
in the 2nd round. Bring up center for me, please.
Center. Parker Brailsford, who's undersized.
No.
Brian Parker II from Duke. Matt Golden from Michigan State.
Yeah, give me Parker. Give me Brian Parker.
Yeah, you got him.
He's listed as a tackle, but he's a undersized as an NFL tackle, and he actually started his career in college playing center. That was his natural position coming out of high school. So he's he'll probably win the job in training camp, I would imagine. So,
Mike or Mark, as a Duke football fan, yes, we do exist, and they are the defending ACC champions, by the way. Now, Parker is an extremely versatile guy, similar to a former first round pick out of Duke, Graham Barton with the Bucks. He can play anywhere on the line, and Parker excelled as a tackle, but he's versatile. He can play inside, he can play center. You can never have enough of those guys. He's a good one.
Yeah. Other names on my big board for center: Logan Jones from Iowa, Jager Burton from Kentucky, and Jake Slaughter from Florida. Looking at all the different mock draft sites and all the different big boards, some of these centers are listed in the 90s. Some of them don't pop up until the 150s and everything in between. So I want to believe that the Vikings will be able to pick up a quality center, even if it's not until the 5th round. We'll just have to see how it plays out over the next 3 days.
The Tennessee Titans are leading off the 4th round. We need a wide receiver. I'm taking Bryce Lance from North Dakota State.
I hate you. No,
just tough noogies.
Yeah, my top 2 wide receivers, other than the pipe dream of Jordan Tyson, are Ted Hurst from Georgia State and Bryce Lance from North Dakota State. Don't be surprised if you see the Vikings draft Hurst in the 2nd round.
You guys didn't have a 4th rounder, so
no, we don't.
I'm leading off the 5th round, and I see a wide receiver I like. I know I just took one, but I am seriously thinking about taking yet another one, because I am looking at, let me pull up his stats from this season. I think I am taking Malachi Fields from the Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
Good pick.
Okay. And I've got another pick in the 5th round that I'm going to use.
You're picking 3 times before my pick at 163? That's insane. Okay.
I am taking, that's a good pick. Let me see here. Let me see what he did this year. We still need to get another edge. I'm taking LT Overton from the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Probably won't start this season picking that late, but I think he's a good developmental prospect.
Mark, you're up.
Kyle, you wanted to comment on that edge rusher?
LT Overton, I got to see a lot of him in the Missouri game. I saw him in the Vanderbilt game, and those are 2 really good offensive lines that he went up against, and he caused a crap load of havoc. And again, also those were 2 of the best rushing teams in the country. And trying to get to the 2nd level was really tough against him. He's really quick off the line, but he does need a lot of fine tuning. Sala would love a guy like Overton. So, Mike, that was a really good pick.
Well, good deal.
Day 2.
Since we're talking about edge rushers, I don't have a single edge anywhere on my big board, but that could change if the Vikings decide that they have a good enough deal to trade Jonathan Grenard. There's been rumors of talks between the Vikings and the Philadelphia Eagles. The prevailing opinion is that the Vikings aren't going to let Grenard go for anything less than a 2nd round pick this year. And I don't know if they're looking for more draft capital in 27, but since they don't have a 4th round pick this year, I imagine that the price for Grenard is at the very least a 2nd and a 4th, because they don't have to trade him. So, but I think it's also likely that if they do work out a trade before the draft starts tonight, that you could see the Vikings take an edge rusher like Keldrick Falk with their 18th pick.
That'd be interesting. And you are on the clock in the 5th round, Mr. Mark Sanders.
Tell me the running backs.
Leading the list of running backs, I see Nicholas Singleton from Penn State.
Yep.
There's the pick.
Yeah, he's my sleeper. Yes, it's an absolute steal. He's hurt. He's got a broken foot, but if you look at the way that he ran when he was healthy, if he had come into this draft healthy,
I have a 6th round pick, guys.
He might be a 1st round pick if he had been healthy in the combine. So the fact that you've got Aaron Jones and Jordan Mason in your backfield you don't have to make sure that Singleton is healthy to start the season. And if he gets healthy and he plays up to his potential, we might have our next running back for the next 6 or 7 years.
With my 6th round pick, I am taking a little bit of a sleeper, a little bit of a project, but somebody whose upside I like, Travis Burke from the Memphis Tigers.
What position?
He's a tackle.
Okay, so you're adding to your offensive line.
And I have another pick at 194. We had some good late round picks stockpiled,
What's his
y'all.
size? Go back
6'8", 325, I believe.
Oh my God.
That's why I took him, y'all.
Yeah. Nice.
Let me see here.
That's a whole lot of man.
Absolutely.
Let me see here. Let me look. I have another 6th round pick, and I am getting ready to use it.
You've got to give Kyle. You've got to give Tennessee credit. What they need are players, young players with talent and potential, and they certainly have the draft picks to do that this year.
Easily, a lot of I'm not saying disposable, but when you have that many, you can bring in a ton of kids into rookie camp to figure out who's going to stand out. It's a huge opportunity for Tennessee to make a leap forward, and they're not doing it in an easy division. Tell you that right now.
No, not at all.
It's
AFC South are no longer doormats.
It's probably the worst division to be a young quarterback in when you look at the pass rushers in that division. Hello, Cam Ward. You have to face Josh Hines, Allen, and Trayvon Walker, Danielle Hunter, and Will Anderson twice a year.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
That's awful.
You've got 194. Who are you taking?
I am taking I want to buttress my edges a little bit. And it may be a little bit of a reach, but not much. A name I know you're familiar with, Kyle Vincent Anthony Jr., edge rusher for the Duke.
For Duke Blue Devils, yes. Saw him early last season against Illinois, who has a really good tackle, J.C. Davis, who will get drafted, possibly middle of day 2. Vincent Anthony Jr. was an absolute wrecking crew last year for Duke, so that's a good value pick late.
Mark Sanders, you are on the clock.
Bring up tight ends.
Sam Roush, Stanford, is the leading one.
He's my number one choice for a late pick on tight end.
I got him.
Bring him in.
He is brought in. And
by the way, Sam Roush at Stanford is like 6'6", 250 pounds.
Nice.
And runs, I think, a sub 4.6 40.
Mr. Roberts, you are on the clock at 207.
Wide receivers.
Harrison Wallace, third from Ole Miss. Aaron Anderson from LSU.
Is Kendrick Law still on the board?
Let me look.
Or I'm thinking either him, provided he's there, or Chase Roberts from BYU, because I'm a big fan of his.
I can tell you. Who did you say? Roberts and Law?
Yes.
I don't see them.
All right. Well, then I'm going to take a project quarterback because I have 3 7th-round picks. And I'm going with a guy who I truly believe has something to possibly offer, but needs a lot of work. He's not a Sean McVay guy per se, but he offers a change of pace, and that is, this is going to hurt coming out of my mouth, Jalen Daniels, quarterback, Kansas.
Oh yeah, that
in fairness.
No. I don't.
Oh, I see him. I have taken him.
I don't hate it. Not at all. But yeah, he's project. It's he's not your QB2, but he's got some potential for sure.
Well, I've got another 7th-round pick.
That school.
So who am I taking? I need another corner, so I am taking. Pretty sure I am going to take Colin Wright from Stanford. Pick his mate. Kyle, you're back on the clock at 2:32. What are you looking for?
I'm looking for offensive line or linebacker.
Fernando Carmona, a guard from Arkansas, is available.
Are you looking for guards? Are you looking for guards or tackles?
No, guard. Oh my God,
Okay.
Carmona's still sitting there. I know he's.
Then you want me to take him?
He was an All-American. Oh God, he's an excellent prospect.
Then
Please.
All right.
Holy cow.
I've got back-to-back picks next coming in.
Yeah.
234. Is it 233 or 234?
34 and 35.
34
Denver
and
wants
35.
to trade you to later 7th round picks.
They always make this trade offer. They're going to
No.
make it to me again at 244, which I will take it then, but I'm going to pick at 234 and
Do you have
235.
2 picks, Mark? Who are you wanting to take?
Let's go wide receiver first.
Tyler Montgomery from John Carroll is available.
What about Jeff Caldwell from Cincinnati?
I can tell you in a sec. I don't see
he's
him.
gone. What about Stribling from Ole Miss would be long gone. Yeah, Montgomery's on my big board, so yeah, let's take him.
Okay, and you have another pick.
Linebacker.
All right. Defense, linebacker, Red Murdoch, Eric Gentry, Xavier Sorey Jr.
Red Murdoch is the pick.
All right. Pick is made.
Some other, well,
And you're at 244 as well.
right. A couple of other linebackers who aren't going to drop this far. Caleb Alarms Orr from TCU. I think he's probably a 5th round pick if the Vikings are looking at a linebacker, or if they trade down and get some extra picks. I also like Jack Kelly out of Brigham Young. He has an insane RAS score of 9.9. He's just one of those. Think Pittsburgh Steelers linebackers, all of those white guys who just used to hit the crap out of everybody on the field back in the 70s.
Yep. And you're on the clock again, Mark.
You can never have enough meat-headed linebackers.
Yes, absolutely. I'm interested in depth at offensive tackle, so let me see if any of my big boys are still on the board this
Stay in a
late.
sec. Offensive tackle, Riley Mahlman, Alex Walschlager, Alan Heron, Nolan Rucci, Jaden Williams, Chris
Okay.
Adams.
Throw up tight end again real quick.
Okay. John Michael Gillenberg, Riley Nowakowski, that was catching passes from Mendoza, Dan Villari.
Okay, I'm going to go with John Michael Gillenborg from Wyoming. Even though I took Roush earlier, I think that I can get Nowakowski as a free agent after the draft. I think he's going to make it out of the draft. And Kyle, listen to this. John Michael Gillenborg out of Wyoming, 6'6", 250 pounds, 9.78 RAS. And just imagine this: if the Vikings want to go heavy with 13 personnel, T.J. Hawkinson, Sam Roush, and Gillenborg all on the field at the same time. You have to cover those 3 big boys and still account for Justin Jefferson.
In the red zone, and no less, or a goal line situation, that's a 50-50 ball waiting to happen.
I know it's absolutely sick, isn't that? The tackles that I was looking at, Markel Bell from Miami, 6'9", 346, just an absolute
Good God.
freak. I know.
Yeah. Kyle, you are on the clock with back-to-back picks.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you still had them.
Yeah.
We
I think
have
they may
3
be the last 2
7th
picks.
rounders. Mike, fill out a corner for me.
Let me go to defense. Cornerback, Brent Austin, Toriano Pride Jr. from
Thank
Mizzou.
you. Right there. Not just because he's a Mizzou. Not just because he's a Mizzou guy.
Well, you got another pick too, Kyle.
But still, Toriano Pride, fastest corner at the combine.
I got him.
Yeah, he's short, but he's super fast, and he's a ball
has
hawk.
he has an extremely high compete rate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a ball hawk.
Yeah, which means that's something that can be molded into playing a little bit more of a disciplined game, because he does like to gamble, and Mizzou played a whole lot of man last year, which helped him, but not so much on the other side because our secondary wasn't that good. But if I can get a guy like that in the 7th round at a sub-4 340, yeah, I'm going to take him.
Yep, and Kyle, you've got another pick.
All right, last one for me, wide receivers. We can possibly look at a special teamer.
Wideout, hold on. C.J. Daniels, Caleb Douglas, Daniel Sobkowitz, I probably butchered his name, Max Tomzak, Devin Voisin, Xavier Thomas from LSU. Let me see here. Michael Wortham.
I'll take that first name that you gave because it does sound familiar.
Right, C.J. Daniels from the Miami Hurricanes.
Ooh, yeah.
That's right.
And we are done, guys. It's time for the drafts to be graded. I have an A-. My picks of Jeremiah Love was an A-. Zion Young got an A.
Jeremiah Love was an A-. Who's
Caleb,
writing this algorithm?
Exactly. Caleb Banks, B-. Bryce Lance, A. Malachi Fields, B. LT Overton, B. My 2 6th-round picks, Travis Burke and Vincent Anthony, got C's. Colin Wright in the 7th round got an A. Now we are going to do grades for the Los Angeles Rams. Kyle, you got an A-.
Damn right. All right.
And Mekhi Lemon, A-. CJ Allen, A+. Drew Shelton, A-. Jalen Daniels, C-. Fernando Carmona Jr., B-. Toriano Pride, C-. CJ Daniels, B-. Overall grade, A-. Mark, last but not least, you got an A-. Woohoo! Thieneman, A. Keith Abney II, A-. Dominique Orange, B. Brian Parker II, B+. Nick Singleton, A-. Sam Roush, A. Tyron Montgomery, B-. Red Murdoch, B-. John Michael Gillenborg, A. We all had good drafts, y'all.
Nice. I'll tell you what. If my Vikings draft actually looks like this, I would be delirious with happiness. It's like I'm going to hang on to my big board, and I'm really going to be interested to see, if any of the players that the Vikings take are on my big board, because I can tell you last season that definitely wasn't the case. I did not see any of these picks coming, and so I think that is the biggest question for Vikings fans is how much real influence is Rob Brzezinski, their interim general manager, actually going to have on this draft, or is this going to be, the KOC Brian Flores power hour? Really, there's no way to tell because the Vikings aren't giving anything away. Before I let this go, I do want to mention that there are a couple of other players who I would be interested in possibly targeting as UDFAs after the end of the 7th round on Saturday. I already mentioned Riley Nowakowski, tight end from Indiana, but the idea is that he would be converted to a fullback and take TJ Ham's place in the backfield. You mentioned Riley Mahlman. He's a big tackle out of Wisconsin. I think that he could be a developmental signing. I've mentioned before Jack Strand out of Minnesota State University at Moorhead. I would not at all be surprised to see him signed as a practice squad quarterback. And then just 2 more names at wide receiver. One who I don't think is going to be available. I think this guy's going to be drafted. Caden Weechin from Iowa as a kick returner. I have seen him in several places comped to I'm doing the thing where I forget names, but that supreme kick receiver who played for Washington about 15 or 20 years ago. What was his name, Kyle?
Oh, kick returner. Oh, for the Bears. 50. Jeez.
Who?
This is bad if I can't think of it.
There was another one for the Chiefs. It was about 7 or 8 years ago. Supreme kick returner for the Chiefs.
Kansas City Chiefs. Kick returner. Not Davis?
No, we're blanking out. I should have written it down. I should always remember if I want to remember it. Anyway, Weechin is supposed to be an amazing kick returner. And then this last name, I would really be interested to see how he plays. It's a wide receiver out of Florida named J. Michael Sturdivant. He's an older receiver, but he's 6'2" and about 195, so he's tall and skinny. Ran a 4.440 and has a 9.96 relative athletic score. I'm thinking if you could bring him in as an undrafted free agent, who knows what you might be able to get out of him, even if it's just as a punt returner.
Indeed. It's going to be interesting. You know what? The adventure is just beginning. We're hoping to be back online doing a live stream tonight on our Facebook page. Kyle's going to be running point on our watch along if everything works out. And we will see how tonight's first round goes. I mean, the NFL draft is a 3-day event because we have round 1 tonight. We have rounds 2 and 3 tomorrow. And then Saturday is rounds 4, 5, 6, and 7. It is a big event, and it's going to be exciting. And go ahead, Mark.
And you can look forward. You can look forward next week to us grading our team's drafts and commenting at length on the players who are going to be joining us in just a few weeks for rookie mini camp and OTAs, and then training camp this summer. The NFL never rests. There is no off season in the National Football League, and that is fantastic for huge football fans such as ourselves.
Yes,
I should add that in addition to our live stream, again, you can come to our Facebook page, Sports Desk with Mike, Mark, and Kyle, and we'll have a link to that live stream wherever it may be. And you can also keep up with each of us as we just make our regular Facebook posts on our page for our team's drafts throughout the weekend, not just tonight for round 1, but in the subsequent rounds on Friday and Saturday.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens. And on that note, guys, we are going to call it a week for a little bit. And I'm Mike Bueller.
I'm Mark Sanders saying Skol.
And Kyle Roberts saying, whose house?
And it is going to be fun. And you have been listening to the Sports Desk with Mike, Mark, and Kyle.